I am against basing the F-35s in Burlington. There are a number of reasons, and the primary reason is public safety. The noise for the F-35s is proven to be a lot greater than even the F-16s. And if you look at the F-16s right now, it's not like they're the quietest things around. They, in fact, gain everybody's attention in the entire county whenever they take off. I know supporters might say, there's afterburners involved and all that, but that aside, we're talking about the noise potential here and what will be produced in this county. And it's very clear that the F-35s is just going to create a lot of noise. So what does that mean? Is it just an inconvenience, right? We've all put up with loud noises. Just as a comparison, Israel flies their planes low over the occupied territories on purpose. It's a form of control that's performed over there. And the reason they do that is to show who's the boss, right? It creates stress, and stress contributes to all sorts of ailments like heart conditions, contributes to depression, so a lot of psychological disorders. So taking that example aside, that's a little bit extreme, but apply that here, we're really just talking about a very similar thing where you have these planes flying around very loud, and they're going to contribute to just a detriment to our health in general, into Vermont's most populous and most economically productive county in the state. And it does not seem very feasible to me. The impact on jobs is clearly, if we don't get F-35s, the National Guard says that they'll lose jobs because of that. It's already been debunked because the government's looking at this site as a potential location for refueling tankers. So it's already shown that there's enough diversity here within the Guard itself to cater to other projects, not just the F-35s. You would think that as Vermont National Guard, that Vermont ought to come first, like it does in their name, but F-35s and even refueling tankers, for that matter, have nothing to do with Vermont. It has to do with wars somewhere overseas that we're waiting for the next president to declare. And, if we were talking helicopters to pick people up out of floodwaters, great, bring them in. F-35s, I haven't seen them contribute a whole lot to, Hurricane Irene relief efforts. So I don't think this whole job argument is valid by supporters. In fact, I think it might detract from jobs for the public health needs that I had mentioned earlier. So the F-35s, their impact on real estate values, it may impact real estate in the sense that there should be a negative impact, because who wants to, after all, live in a place where you can't hear yourself think? If you have a child, I know I have a 2-year-old, for example, and I would have no interest whatsoever on relocating to an area where an F-35 is going to wake that person up at 8 in the morning, even 9 in the morning if they're sick, even in the evening. I know they have night flights sometimes. I'd have no interest in having a home there. And so the perfect example for the F-35s and their effect on real estate here in Burlington is if you take a cruise up through the neighborhoods right by the airport. That's exactly why the F-35s don't belong here. The airport has always been there for a long time. The neighborhoods were as well. But the mandate at the airport has increased, as well as the noise. And those F-16s have contributed to what those neighborhoods are today. So if you like what you see in those neighborhoods and you want it to expand to right here in downtown Winooski, bring in the F-35s, because apparently neighborhoods are second-class citizens. I have no vested interest. I'm not in the military. I don't have anything necessarily against the military. My own reasons to oppose the F-35 on a personal basis would be whenever I'd have conference calls out of my home office, which is in the old north end of Burlington, so pretty far away from the airport. I would literally have to figure out another way. I couldn't have a conference call while those planes were taking off. This is the F-16s, mind you. F-35s are going to be worse. So there's already a loss of business. I can attest to that as far as my conference calls. It's delayed productivity. It has not had a positive effect. And, of course, it's frustrating for me to have to reschedule conference calls. So that's the effect on me personally.